Hello, adventurers! My name is Chance, so welcome to my spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 77th episode of our Feat series. Today, we're gonna be going over Shadow Touched, which is really shares the same template with Fey Touched. They're a little different, I guess, but really similar template. And this is found in the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything book, as with the aforementioned Fey Touch. And we're gonna look into its description, do a quick walkthrough on it, and I'll explain my personal thoughts afterwards. But before we dive into its description here, if you'd like to check out the full feat list in its entirety, please do either click on that little eye icon up above there, or wait until the end of the video and click on one of the end screens, and that should take you to it. In any case, let's dive right in by first going over its description. So, out of the gate, you're going to get a +1 to Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. You're going to want to make a mark somewhere indicating which one you chose, as this is going to be your spellcasting modifier for whatever spells you get. It might be important, it might not be, depending on what spells you go with, I guess, but still worth making a note out of. And then you learn the Invisibility Spell and one first level spell of your choice. The first level spell must be from the Illusion or Necromancy School of Magic. You can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. Once you cast either of these spells in that way, you can't cast that spell in that way again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast these spells using spell slots you have of the appropriate level. The spellcasting ability is the ability increased by this feat, so Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. Likely, if you're a caster to really any degree, you're going to want to pick whichever one is already your spellcasting focus, just to make things a lot easier on you. Nothing to force you to do that, of course, but it's the most likely course of action. Now let's quickly go over the walkthrough here. It's actually really simple when you break it down. +1 to Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma, and once per long rest, you can learn and cast the Invisibility Spell, and one first level spell of your choice from Illusion or Necromancy. Really quite simple and straightforward. In terms of what spells you're going to pick, it's going to ultimately stem from what kind of a character you have. Invisibility is just an overall amazing utility spell, and there's tons from the Illusion list, especially, of just interesting things you can do with them. Check out our Illusion and Necromancy playlists if you need any ideas. Now let's get into my personal thoughts here. I really like this feat. Overall, I think it's incredible. I've always been a fan of feats that give the player a lot of options. And this does that, in addition to giving you an ability score improvement. I often kind of get into it with people over what's better between feats and ability score improvements. It depends on circumstances. If you're playing for the long haul, I think ability score improvements win out 9 times out of 10. But if you're experimenting with one-shots, which is what I usually play in, I find feats to have a lot more upfront benefit. However, this satisfies the best of both worlds. You get that +1 to whatever ability score, which will potentially increase your modifier if you time it out right. In addition to that, you get Invisibility, which is an all-around great spell, not just in terms of utility, as I mentioned earlier, but even within combat. If things get really dicey or you need to get to a particular point without being detected, Invisibility is what you're likely going to use, and virtually every class benefits from it. And then the first level spell choice of Illusion or Necromancy. Really good choices. To the best of my knowledge, there aren't any first level Illusion spells that deal damage. However, there are quite a few Necromancy spells who would fit that bill. However, if we're being real, I feel like 99% of you are going to pick Inflict Wounds. It's a really solid choice. It's arguably one of the best spells, at least on the Necromancy level 1 list. And yeah, you know what? Since you can pick your modifier, you don't really have to worry about it. And you don't have to multi-class into Cleric, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Outside of that, Cause Fear would be another good choice for Necromancy. Out of the Illusion, it's kind of hard to say. Silent Image is probably going to be pretty popular. Disguise Self, depending on circumstances, might be pretty popular as well. Ultimately, it kind of stems from what kind of a character you want. That being said, I don't know, Wizards of the Coast is likely going to add new spells at some point or another, and when they do, I'm sure that'll change the meta. That being said, let me know what you think down beneath in the comments section. Mention any thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns you have, and let me know what your favorite spells are as well, or what you're likely gonna play with this. Just give me some ideas. That being said, hope you all have a great day, and if you'd like to get a free one shot, by the way, just swing by the guild hall, use code WELCOME. It's all yours. There's 2 up there. They're both pretty good. I'll be adding more soon. And yeah, have a great day, and as always, happy adventuring.